There's nothing more frustrating than turning the key and hearing the engine crank but never start, especially when you're already late for work. It sounds like a serious problem, but most of the time it comes from very common issues that many drivers overlook. The key is knowing where to check so you don't panic, don't replace the wrong parts, and don't waste money. This video breaks down the most common reasons behind a crank but no start situation, along with simple fixes to help you get the car running again quickly. Pause for 3 seconds and hit the subscribe button to follow the newest videos. One, fuel system issues. When the engine cranks but refuses to start, the fuel system is always one of the first suspects. The reason is simple. Without the correct fuel pressure and the correct amount of fuel, the engine can't ignite the mixture to start. This problem happens more often than people think, yet many drivers ignore it or misdiagnose it, leading to unnecessary parts replacement and avoidable repair costs. First, there are 2 common scenarios in the fuel system: a leak and insufficient fuel pressure. A leak can occur along the fuel line under the vehicle, inside the engine bay, or even at the fuel filler neck. Even a small gap drastically reduces the amount of fuel reaching the engine, preventing it from starting. The easiest signs to spot are a strong fuel smell around the vehicle or a wet spot under it after being parked overnight. If there's a strong gasoline smell but no visible puddle, the leak may be inside the body of the vehicle or near the fuel pump assembly. The second and very common scenario is a weak or failing fuel pump. As a pump wears out, the pressure feeding the injectors becomes too low for the engine to start, especially after sitting overnight when the system loses all residual pressure. On many vehicles, a failing pump gives early warning signs such as hesitation, sluggish acceleration, weak hill climbing, or occasional stalling that starts back up. But once the pump fails completely, the engine will crank endlessly with zero chance of starting. A quick way to check is to sit in the back seat, right above the fuel tank, and turn the key to the on position. If the pump is working, you should hear a faint humming sound for 1 to 2 seconds. If you hear nothing, the pump isn't running or the pump relay isn't engaging. For a more accurate check, you can use a fuel pressure gauge. Most auto parts stores rent these out. A proper reading will tell you whether the system is reaching the required pressure. The fuel system also depends on components like the fuel filter, fuel lines, injectors, and the fuel pump relay. A clogged fuel filter or a faulty relay can create symptoms identical to a dead fuel pump. That's why checking the relay and the related fuses first can save you from replacing an expensive part unnecessarily. 2. Major vacuum leaks. Among the causes of an engine cranking but not starting, a major vacuum leak is one that many people rarely consider, but it can create a very serious no-start condition. The vacuum system isn't just a few air hoses like many drivers think. It directly affects the amount of air the engine pulls in, intake pressure, fuel mixture, and even how the ECU calculates ignition timing. When a large leak occurs, this entire balance is disrupted, making the air-fuel mixture so lean that the engine simply can't ignite it to start. Small vacuum leaks typically cause minor symptoms, like rough idle, uneven acceleration, or wheezing noises. But a large leak is completely different. It allows unmeasured air to flood into the engine, air that never passed through the mass airflow sensor, leaving the ECU with no idea how much air is actually entering the cylinders. The result is an extremely lean mixture, causing the engine to crank but never start, just like a fuel shortage. The most common leak points include cracked vacuum hoses, hardened rubber lines, torn intake tubes between the air filter and throttle body, or loose connections. Even one large hose coming loose will immediately disrupt the engine's vacuum balance. Some vehicles also have PCV valves, crankcase breather hoses, and various smaller branches hidden deep in the engine bay. And leaks in these spots can cause a complete no-start even when the rest of the system is functioning normally. Large leaks often produce very obvious symptoms: a loud hissing sound from the engine bay, long cranking with no start, or the engine firing briefly before dying. In many cases, simply inspecting the engine bay visually is enough to find a disconnected hose, a broken clamp, or a large intake tube that has split. Cars that recently had air filter replacements, throttle body cleaning, or intake service are especially prone to this issue if a technician forgot a clamp or cracked a hose during installation. If you suspect a vacuum leak, the first step is to inspect all major hoses around the air intake and the intake manifold. A large tear or disconnected hose is a very common cause. Vehicles with rigid plastic intake tubes are also prone to cracking over time because of high heat and constant vibration. 3. Out of fuel. When the engine cranks strongly but refuses to start, many drivers immediately think of sensors, fuel pumps, or spark plugs. But there's one cause so simple that people almost don't want to believe it. The fuel level has dropped too low for the engine to start, especially after sitting overnight or when the car is parked on an incline. This happens far more often than most drivers realize, and is one of the leading causes of cranks but won't start situations. The fuel gauge isn't always perfectly accurate. If the fuel level is already low and the car is parked on a slope, the float in the tank may give a reading that's higher than reality. In the morning, the gauge might show a slight rise, making the driver think there's enough fuel, while the fuel pump is actually sucking nothing but air. The engine cranks smoothly, but no fuel enters the combustion chamber to create the initial spark. Older vehicles are even more likely to show inaccurate or inconsistent fuel readings. Just one instance of the fuel float sticking or the level sensor responding slowly is enough to fool a driver into thinking there's still a few miles left. Drivers who regularly ignore the low fuel warning light for several days are at even greater risk of cranking with no start, especially on cold mornings when the car has been sitting long enough for the system to lose pressure. Fuel pumps rely on the gasoline inside the tank to stay cool. Running the tank too low for extended periods forces the pump to operate at higher temperatures, causing premature wear and eventual weakness. In many cases, where a car won't start in the morning, the fuel pump may make odd noises or remain completely silent, signs that it has been stressed for too long by low fuel levels. On top of that, when the fuel level drops to the bottom, sediment settled at the base of the tank gets sucked into the pump strainer, reducing pressure and making it hard for the engine to start. If the strainer becomes heavily clogged, the engine may crank for a long time but still fail to start, even if every other component is still functioning correctly. 4. Blown fuse, faulty relay. When the engine cranks strongly but won't start, many people immediately suspect sensors, the fuel pump, or other major failures. But one extremely common and easy to overlook cause is a blown fuse or a faulty relay in the electrical system. These parts are small and inexpensive, but the moment one of them stops working, the entire circuit it controls dies, preventing the engine from starting even when everything else is perfectly fine. Fuses and relays act like safety switches that protect the electrical system. If there's a short circuit, overcurrent, or even a slight electrical fault, the fuse will blow to prevent further damage. When the fuse responsible for the fuel pump, ignition system, or ECU burns out, the engine will crank but won't receive fuel or ignition signals, resulting in a no-start condition. What makes this tricky is that a blown fuse doesn't always show obvious signs from the outside. The dashboard still lights up, accessories still work, and the screens still turn on, so drivers assume the electrical system is fine. But it only takes one small fuse controlling the fuel pump or ignition to fail, and the engine will never start no matter how long you crank it. Relays can cause the same issue. A relay is responsible for switching power to larger components like the fuel pump. When a relay fails, the pump doesn't receive power, which means no fuel pressure to the injectors. The engine just cranks endlessly with zero ignition. Some relays fail completely, while others work intermittently, making the car start sometimes and refusing to start at other times, which can be very confusing. Fortunately, checking them is simple. Inside the fuse box, there's usually a diagram showing which fuse controls ignition, which one controls the fuel pump, and so on. A blown fuse typically has a broken link or a darkened appearance. Replacing it with one that has the correct rating usually restores the system immediately. 5. Faulty sensors. Among the causes of an engine cranking but not starting, faulty sensors are some of the most frustrating. Not because they're difficult to fix, but because they often lead drivers to misdiagnose the problem, replace the wrong parts, and waste money. In modern vehicles, nearly everything depends on sensor data. Just one critical sensor failing is enough to prevent the engine from knowing when to inject fuel, when to spark, or how much air it's receiving, resulting in a crank no start condition. The sensors that directly affect starting include the crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, MAF, mass airflow, sensor, and the throttle position sensor, TPS. The crankshaft position sensor is considered the heart of the ignition system. If it stops sending signals, the ECU has no idea where the engine is in its rotation. That means the spark plugs can't fire at the correct time, or may not fire at all. No matter how long you crank, the engine will never start. The camshaft position sensor is almost equally important. It helps the ECU synchronize valve timing, fuel injection, and spark timing. When this sensor fails, the engine may spark at the wrong moment, fail to ignite the mixture, and refuse to start. In milder cases, the car may start but run rough, hesitate, or stall easily. The MAF sensor is also a common issue. If the MF is dirty or faulty, it sends incorrect airflow readings to the ECU. This causes an improper air-fuel mixture, either too lean or too rich, both of which can prevent the engine from starting. This issue is especially common in older cars that haven't had the intake cleaned in a long time. 6. The inertia switch has been triggered. Among all the causes of an engine cranking but not starting, a triggered inertia switch is one of the least expected. Many drivers have never even heard of this component, but if it activates at the wrong time, the entire fuel system shuts off instantly. That means the fuel pump won't run, fuel won't reach the injectors, and the engine will only crank without ever starting, even though everything else is in perfect working condition. The inertia switch is a safety device designed to cut off the fuel supply in the event of a collision. Its purpose is to stop the fuel pump from continuing to run after an accident, which could cause a fire. When the vehicle experiences a strong jolt or a significant impact, the switch flips and cuts power to the fuel pump. It's a crucial safety feature, but it can sometimes be triggered by incidents that aren't actual accidents. What many people don't know is that the inertia switch can activate from something as simple as hitting a deep pothole, a minor front-end bump, a tire blowout on the highway, or even hitting a curb slightly too hard while parking. These situations don't deploy airbags and don't cause major damage, but they can be strong enough to trigger the switch. And the next morning, when you try to start the car, the engine just cranks without firing, leading the owner to suspect a bad fuel pump or a faulty sensor. What makes diagnosis tricky is that each manufacturer places the inertia switch in a different location. Some are in the engine bay, others behind interior side panels, and some models hide it in the trunk. Without knowing the exact location, it's easy to miss the fact that the whole problem comes down to a tiny reset button. Many drivers have called roadside assistance, had their car towed to a shop, and spent hundreds of dollars, only for the technician to press a reset button and fix everything. The symptoms of a triggered inertia switch are actually very clear if you know what to look for. You won't hear the fuel pump priming when you turn the key, there's no fuel smell in the combustion chamber, and the engine cranks with absolutely no sign of ignition. If the fuses and relays check out and the fuel pump makes no sound at all, there's a high chance the inertia switch has been tripped. Fortunately, the fix is incredibly simple. Once you locate the inertia switch, pressing the reset button restores fuel flow immediately. Some newer vehicles don't use a mechanical switch, but instead rely on an integrated safety sensor inside the ECU. The principle is the same. After a shock, the system cuts fuel and requires a manual reset or a specific procedure outlined in the owner's manuals. 7. Failed ignition coil on older vehicles. On modern vehicles, each spark plug typically has its own ignition coil. So when one coil fails, the engine may run rough or lose power, but will usually still start. But on older vehicles that use a single coil or coil pack, things are completely different. If that one coil fails, the entire ignition system shuts down, the spark plugs receive no spark, and the engine will crank endlessly without ever starting. This is one of the classic causes of crank but no start on vehicles from the 1990s and earlier. The ignition coil's job is to generate extremely high voltage so the spark plugs can ignite the air-fuel mixture. When the coil fails, the engine essentially loses the ability to create spark inside the cylinders. No spark means no combustion, and no amount of cranking will get the engine started. Ironically, many drivers immediately assume it's a fuel pump or crankshaft sensor issue when the real culprit is a component barely the size of a fist. Older ignition coils operate continuously, exposed to high heat from the engine bay and heavy electrical load for many years. Eventually, the windings inside can crack, short out, or lose the ability to generate strong voltage. Before total failure, the engine may show warning signs such as light shaking, hesitation, popping, or stalling when hot. But once the coil dies completely, the engine will crank forever without starting, just like with any major failure. Fortunately, checking an older style ignition coil isn't complicated. A simple tool called a spark tester can tell you whether the spark plugs are receiving spark. Plug the tester into a spark plug wire and crank the engine. If the tester doesn't light up, it means the ignition system isn't firing. That narrows the diagnosis to the ignition coil, ignition module, or wiring. On most older vehicles, the coil is the most common culprit. Understanding the real causes behind a crank but no start situation can save a huge amount of time and money. By checking in the right order, fuel supply, fuses, relays, sensors, vacuum leaks, fuel pump, ignition coil, you can avoid unnecessary part replacements and pinpoint the problem accurately. Once you know these basics, your car will always have a better chance of starting quickly and safely whenever an issue arises. Did this video help you out? Hit subscribe and help us reach 30,000 subscribers.